For setting up our space, get yourself a nice place where you can practice. We're going to be situated on the ground today, not a lot of standing. So just find yourself a nice little comfy space. And today, I'm going to start my practice with a candle. I am just going to use this candle as a little extra bit of magic for my practice. I'm going to use this as a commitment. Lighting this candle for me is going to signify me sparking this internal flame of self-love, of devotion to my practice, to myself, because that's really where we're going over these next 30 days. So when I have a single candle like this, I like to kind of get the back of it going. There we go, so I can kind of stick it to something. And you can get as fancy with this kind of process as you want. You can dress it with some lovely oils, maybe an oil, if you work with some sort of a love deity, maybe Aphrodite, Freya. You can certainly have an oil that you have dedicated to them, and you can dress the candle in that. You can carve some runes or some other messages into it, really upping the ante of this devotion to yourself, this devotion to a practice to come into better alignment with yourself. Or you can just have the candle and we can just focus in on the intentions of it. I like to, I work a lot with energy. And so I am just going to take a moment to connect and charge this candle energetically and then light it. And I'm going to let it go through this practice. Let's do it. Ooh, tingly. All right. Now let's get some fire going. Come on, fire. Eee! Do not burn your house down. Bad plan. Or your outside down. I will actually stick you in here in the sand. There we go. And we'll see if you want to go. You're being a little grumpy. That's okay. Working outside always has its interesting edges. So that's going to go. I also like to, I know what, it's being grumpy, actually. It's because I'm doing things backwards, as is often my want. Generally, my practice, I start with a candle that I have dedicated to my practice, and anything else I light off of that. There we go. Now you're cooperating. And I often also take Palo Santo to cleanse my space, to cleanse myself, to invite in the positive energies that I want to work with. So let's set the space as sacred. Ooh. Okay. And put you on the altar. Okay, y'all hang out there. Awesome. So now we're good. Also, I have my deck of cards for after the yoga and meditation portion of our adventure today. So now let's yoga. We're going to get this easy seat happening. We're going to ground down through our sits bones. And for a moment, we're just going to sit here, just a moment, breath or two, and feel into your body. Really think about your body. Feel, let's start at the toes. Maybe wiggle them a little bit. How do those toes feel today? the sole of the foot, the ankle, moving up into the calves, the knees, taking note without any sort of judgment on any space where things might feel a little wonky or a little tense, a little nervous, a little jittery, or maybe open and excited and ready to have some movement and some connection to the self up through the thighs. And then we have that opportunity to really, again, ground down, wiggle a little bit through the bottom, connect to the pelvis, feel the hips, and now pull in the belly a little bit, release it, pull in the belly, release it. Just noting that we're going to end up throughout this process doing a lot with our cores. And when you're new to this, when you're first starting out, you may not even realize you have connection to those muscles there. So that's a fun little, relax it all, pull it in. All right, starting to really pay attention to the spine now, pulling it up through the back body, through the spine, letting the crown of the head move upwards towards the sky, and checking in with the shoulders. Are they all bunched up towards your ears? You can push them back, down your back. Let them relax. Try to create space between your ears and your shoulders. Checking in with the neck. We're not straining anywhere here. Pulling in through that low belly. Relaxing the jaw, relaxing the eyes even, closing the eyes if that's comfortable for you. Resting your hands on your knees, palms facing down can bring additional grounding, palms up to connect to above, to new things, the energy surrounding you. And now that we've really connected into our body, just turn the attention to the breath. If you're holding any tension anywhere, let yourself relax. Begin to deepen the breath here, inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the nose. Another breath in. Slow breath out. Taking this time to familiarize yourself with your breath, slowing it down, letting you know that we are here, we are in our bodies, and we are practicing today. On our next inhale, let the arms rise up overhead. Palms come to touch. Elbows grow heavy with the exhale. Thumbs coming down to rest right at the center of the chest. Touching the heart here. Taking a moment to create an intention for your practice, for your day, for this journey. It's a simple word, maybe 2 or 3. It can be an I am statement. I am practicing. I am enough. I am love. I can do this. Inhaling, allow the arms to go back up overhead. Exhaling, sweeping them around till the right arm comes up over the left, reaching around you for a big hug. Hugging yourself, showing that first bit of love that we're going to express to ourselves throughout this whole month. Maybe you even whisper, I love you. Inhaling, arms back up, reaching up overhead. And exhaling, arms down, reaching, sweeping across, this time left over right. Maybe that feels a little different. Inhaling, reaching the arms up, and exhaling them down, letting fingertips come down to the floor or the ground or the mat. Inhaling, looking over the right shoulder, just turning the head gently to the right, no strain here. Can be as little or as much as is comfortable. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, looking to the left, keeping the shoulders relaxed. Inhale, back to center. Inhale, lifting the chin, looking up. Exhaling, pulling chin to chest. Getting a stretch in the back of the neck. Inhaling, back to center, back to neutral. Going to shift onto our hands and knees. Palms come to the mat. Knees are under the hips. Palms underneath the shoulders. Elbows underneath the shoulders. Spread the fingertips wide, wide, wide. Relax the top of the feet to the mat. And inhale, let the belly drop towards the ground. The gaze shifts up like a cow. Sometimes I even like to moo here. You can stay here through a whole breath cycle. Whenever you come to an exhale, begin to arch the back, tucking the pelvis under, looking down, chin coming to chest, shoulders moving away from one another, pressing into the ground through all 10 fingers. Nice and slow, and on an inhale, letting the belly drop again. Finding the right movement for you. Inhales, bringing the belly down, the gaze up, and exhales, arching the spine, chin moving towards the chest. Like an angry little cat here, you may even want to meow. I like sounds, so sometimes that feels really good to add that play. One more round with your own breath in your own time. The inhale bringing you into that cow, belly low, gaze up. Exhale, arching the spine, finding that angry little cat. And inhaling back to a neutral spine. Spine is flat. Going to take the knees all the way out to the outer edges of the mat. Bring the big toes right together to touch and sink the hips towards the heels. Booty moving towards the feet. Allowing the hands to stretch forward, lowering yourself towards the ground. Maybe your forehead comes to the mat for balasana or child's pose. Staying in touch with your breath here. Feeling your breath bounce off the mat as you're in this little cave that you've created for yourself. Grounding down, surrendering to the journey before you. One more big breath in through the nose, all the way. Feel your belly filling up, pressing against your thighs towards the mat. Open your mouth, sigh it out. Release. Inhaling, pushing through the hands, lifting up. Knees coming back right underneath the hips, palms underneath the shoulders, taking just one moment here before crossing the ankles, shifting back onto the bottom, palms of the feet, soles of the feet to the mat, scooching the bottom towards the heels, laying back, finding comfort here. Finding comfort here on your back, walking the feet out a little bit past hip distance apart, and just let the knees fall in towards one another. Taking a moment to adjust the shoulders underneath, rolling down, feeling your back flat on the mat. Palms up here, a moment to relax, to rest. Connecting to the low, deep breaths. Moving the hands to the low belly to feel the breath here. Inhaling, the belly rises as the air moves in through the diaphragm. Exhaling, the belly button pulls toward the spine, pushing the air out. Another big breath in. And sigh out. Bringing the feet in line with the hips, knees pointing straight up, lifting all 10 toes to just feel the feet, setting them back down. Scooch the hips down towards the heels, trying to touch fingertips to heels. It's okay if you can't get there. It's all good. Moving into a bridge pose here, a stretch through the low back. Pushing into the ground through the feet, really activating all through the feet, feeling the muscles of the calves engage and the thighs as you lift on an inhale, up, up, up. Pelvis rising towards the sky. All of the effort here is through the legs. Holding yourself up with those legs. Chin to chest, relaxing here, while at the same time, maybe a little shaking in those legs. Inhale lifts you a little higher. And exhale, roll down one vertebrae at a time slowly here. Your hips should be the very last thing to return to the mat. Relaxing into the ground, feeling yourself pulled down towards the earth. Pulling the right knee into the chest, hugging it in. And right ankle comes to the left knee. Gentle hip opener here. Feet like a figure four. Maybe if it feels good, you pull that left leg in towards your chest. Or you can stay with the left foot planted firmly on the ground. A breath in. And exhale, let that foot grow heavy, moving back towards the ground or sinking even further in towards the ground here. One moment, one breath here to release and hug that right knee back into the chest. Thank it for that work, for that gentle opening through the right hip, and release the foot back down to the mat. A breath in, a breath out. Inhale and exhale, pull that left knee into the chest, pulling it in, left ankle to the right knee, Keeping that right knee pointed up at the sky, left knee moves away from the body, gently opening the hip. And you can stay here, pushing into the ground through that right foot, activating that whole right leg. Or flex the foot, lift it up off the ground, and hug the right knee in for a little extra opening through that left hip. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. The foot grows heavy, returning to the ground. Taking a moment here. Inhale and exhale. Pull the left knee into the chest, thanking your knee and your leg and your hips for all the hard work. Returning the left foot to the ground. Knees pointing up to the sky. Open your arms up wide like a T. Inhale, belly rises, and exhale, let the knees drop over towards the right while your gaze moves towards the left, finding a gentle twist here. Trying to keep both shoulders firmly planted on the mat. You can use a block to support your legs if they don't want to quite make it all the way to the ground. Twisting and rinsing out all the energy that no longer serves you here. Feeling the way the breath moves in your body. The belly rises with the inhale. And the exhale allows you to slip a little deeper into the twist. Inhale, knees come back to center. Taking a moment to connect to the breath. Recentering. Big inhale. Exhaling, the knees fall over to the left. Looking over that right shoulder. May feel a little different on this side, and that's okay. Allowing the twist to rinse out and wring out what no longer serves. Breaking up old habits, old ways of thinking here. Feeling the belly rise with the inhale, with the exhale. Another big breath in, filling the belly all the way up. Exhale, let it go. Inhaling the knees back to center. Hugging both knees into the chest. Pulling yourself into a little ball. You're a little seed all ready to be planted, ready to go on this journey and find better acceptance and appreciation for yourself, springing open like that seed, ready to reach for the sun, flexing the feet, pulling the toes towards the face, leaving those legs up in the air. Gentle inversion here. Maybe your arms are up too, letting the wrists hang heavy. Giving a moment, hanging upside down. Maybe you shake a little, that's okay. Enjoy the work that your body is doing. Inhale, feel that belly rise. And exhale slowly, bringing the feet back down to the ground, the mat, hands follow. See how long it can take you to reach the ground. Still pushing through the heels. Finding yourself back, flat on your back. Taking the feet out to either side, about hip width apart. Wiggling, setting the shoulders down the back. Palms facing up. You can bend your knees if you feel tension in your low back here, or use a little bit of a blanket or a pillow for support. Settling in here, back into your body, finding the place of rest at the end of our practice. Release control of your breath. Let the breath come and go with its natural rhythm. Close your eyes. Allow relaxation to pour over your body as you melt into the earth. Shavasana. Beginning to deepen the breath, wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes, bringing gentle movement back to the body, rolling the wrists, maybe rolling the ankles, pulling the knees back into the chest, rolling over onto the left or the right side, whatever is your favorite side, curling up into a gentle ball. Taking a moment here, a moment for gratitude, a moment to thank yourself for making this time to be present here in your body with this practice and with yourself. Gently pushing up through your arms, keeping the eyes closed for now, turning to find that seated position, that easy seat. Maybe your legs are crossed, maybe they're straight out in front of you, moving any flesh out of the way that you may need. We find a comfortable seat, spine tall, crown of the head pulling up towards the heavens, allowing you to become the conduit between heaven and earth. Taking a few moments here for reflection, for meditation. Tapping back into the breath, slowly breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. Your breath, a constant that is with you, a point of focus and control when the whole world may feel like it's falling apart. You have this space here with yourself. You can take this moment of quiet, this moment of reflection, any thoughts that come in, blow them a kiss and let them float away. If you feel uneasy here, know that the time will pass. This space is only temporary. And return the focus to the breath. Big inhale through the nose. Let your body feel the swell of the belly as it moves away, as the air comes in. Hold it just a moment at the top. Open your mouth. Sigh it out. Release your practice. Inhale the arms up overhead, stretching up while pushing the shoulders down, finding the tension here. Reach for it. And exhale, let the elbows grow heavy. Let the palms return to heart center. Reconnect with the intention that we set at the beginning of the practice, whatever your intention was. Remember it. Push your thumbs into your heart. Feel it there in your heart, the space of love and compassion for yourself. Inhale. Exhale. Let it go. Gently blinking the eyes open. Rubbing the hands together. We'll clap 3 times to wake up from our yoga and our meditation practice today so we can move into our divination. 1, 2, 3. Oh. And now we are back, present and here in our bodies, ready to pull a card or 2 or 3 and connect to that spiritual part of ourselves through divination. So today, our prompt is actually going to be a trio of cards. Today, we are going to pull 3 cards, one for our body, one for our mind, and one for our spirit. That's the form that our practice is taking every day. We engage with our body, we engage with our mind, and then we engage with our spirit. This first prompt of our journey today is going to give us insight into where we are right now. Where are we right now at the beginning of this 30 days? And at the end, we'll take a snapshot again through pulling again 3 cards and see what we get at the end of this 30 days. It won't be the end of our journey overall, but the end of this 30 days. And how does that fit with where we were when we started? So I invite you to get your cards out, to get your runes, whatever form of divination works for you. If you have bones and curio objects, that's awesome. If you want to journal about this, you are more than welcome to. You do not have to use a divination method. You can sit with your journal and channel or just allow your thoughts to go to where you are with your body right now. How do you feel about your body? Do you, keep it general. You don't have to go, you can go as deep or as shallow with this as you like. You can use one word. You can use an entire, you can start a novel about this. Either way, it's what's right for you right now because you are learning to discern what is right for you. If you're using your cards again, or runes, or bones, curios, whatever you use, the I Ching, witches runes, the elder Futhark, the younger Futhark, whatever your style is, I also encourage you to journal about it. You can share your outcome in my Wyrd Divination group. I'll put up a prompt every day, a space, a thread for people to share. Or you can, keep it to yourself by all means. I anticipate this will be a rather intense journey. So, do what feels right for you. But I do encourage you to journal about what your divination pulls are. If you don't choose to just journal it out as a way to do this. Journaling to me is really important because it does give another connection to the mental side of wellness and to our mental selves. Because that journaling process is a thinking, it's like merging body and mind. You're writing, and that's a physical act, but you're thinking of the words, the phrasing, and it can also be a magical and spiritual moment too. You may have some automatic writing type of situation where you channel messages from deity or spirit. Whatever method works for you is what I encourage you to undertake. I'm going to be pulling my cards from the Shadowscapes Tarot. This is my deck that I generally only use for my own personal work, especially anything that might run into shadow work. I really love this deck. Um, but it has told me it really likes to work with me, not so much with clients. So um, it was the deck that spoke up last September when I did a lot of self love work. So I figured let's pair up again. You were pretty helpful to me last year. So yeah, I will. I'm gonna go ahead and end this here. Again, our prompt for today is 3 cards or runes or what have you in this order: body, because we start with our yoga; mind, because we move to meditation; and spirit, because we move to divination. So, body, mind, spirit, quick snapshot of where we are right now. And tomorrow we will start the main meat of this journey.